Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. This might be our shortest video of all time and the easiest one ever. Name your score, Buffalo, whatever. They're 11-point favorites. It's a 45.5 total. Adam, look, games like this, it's very hard for me to handicap because essentially when I'm trying to handicap what the motivation is of the dominating team, it's just I tend to overthink things, and I've historically not done well in games like this because I start overthinking it, and I'm like, oh, well, the Bills have every reason in the world to sit all their starters in the fourth quarter because they're playing for the number one seed and they don't want to get guys hurt and et cetera. And I just start trying to handicap motivations and things, and then it gets me all out of whack. What do you see here from Bills and Jets? I mean, obviously you don't think the Jets have any sort of chance to upset and win here.
I do not think the Jets have any chance to upset and win. I am not playing full game on this largely because of what you just said, because I think this could be a fourth quarter where Buffalo sits everyone down. They're up 28-7. They sit everyone down, and all of a sudden, Zach Wilson YOLOing his life away is able to get a cover out of this thing. It's not impossible for that to happen, and the Jets defense is relatively good. So if you allow the Jets defense some time to play against Buffalo's backups, then I think that could happen. So the way that I've chosen to go on this thing is Buffalo first half -6.5 while the starters are in the game. And I'm taking a slight leap of faith on this because if you look at Buffalo's offense, EPA per play on dropbacks, they are otherworldly. They are better than everyone and by a fair amount this year. But in the first half, when they are scripting out their runs and they're using, let's just say, a less than efficient means of moving the football, they haven't been great. Their rush EPA in the first half is bad this year. And so I'm going on the hope that they're not going to go with a conservative game plan against this Jets defense, and that the fact that the Jets have been great in coverage is largely because Sauce Gardner could be deployed against one top receiving option. And if there's one team in the league that you can't do that to, it is this Buffalo Bills team where you have way too many guys to try to cover to just say, okay, Sauce, go take one guy away. Because just look at last week where you have Buffalo and Green Bay and Jair Alexander is out there. Well, you can't pick both Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. So that being said, I think that I didn't even get into talking about how bad Zach Wilson has been because you guys have heard me yell about that. Zach Wilson's awful.
At this point, we don't even have to do it. Everyone has eyes at this point. We've talked about it for the last 3 weeks, and now it's just kind of we don't even have to do it anymore. I mean, Steven, under the radar, I thought that their pickup of Nyheim Hines was actually a really interesting little pickup for them. I don't know how much he'll play this week or how much he'll be involved in the offense, but I do think down the line he will pay some dividends for them, being just an elite pass catching back out of the backfield. What's your angle on this? Is there an angle on this, or was this one that you kind of scratched off?
I kind of want to play an unconventional teaser here and get them down through the 10, through the 7, through the 6, and get -5.5 on Buffalo in this one. We've talked ad nauseum about Zach Wilson. Go back to a previous episode if you want to hear how bad he is. In summary, he's the worst starting quarterback in the NFL, and there's some bad starting quarterbacks. So that's kind of the angle I was looking at. I know it's not your typical Wong teaser here going.
Look, hey man, Wong's hadn't been doing anything this year, so if you want to play that teaser, I don't hate that at all. We got to get creative. It seems like this year, the variance has come back around. The teasers were awesome the last 3 years, and everybody was just making a ton of money on them. And so, I mean, the variance has come back around, and so I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all.
Yeah, I could see a situation like you guys said where they're up 14 points, maybe a backdoor touchdown to 7, but now with the little bit of money coming in on the Jets and we can get this through the 6 as well now, that's interesting to me. I just feel bad for Jets fans, man, because I truly think this roster is really good with the exception of the quarterback position. And if they even had a slightly below average starting NFL quarterback, we would be talking about a playoff team here, I think. It's just a shame.